Hey loves, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Once I got the idea. I've been so excited. I was so excited all weekend. I was so excited all day. We're here. Welcome to day one of our free 5-day money manifesting group. Today's topic, I will be talking about the law of attraction, magic and miracles, the vision boards, my story, and more. I'm so excited that you guys are here. Thank you for trusting me on this journey. Let me turn my music down because it's a little bit too loud. All right. So if you're tuning in on live, say hi in the comments below, or even if you're listening to the replay, say hi, your name, where you're tuning in from, and at least one thing you're grateful for today, and what your intention is for this week. Thank you for the love, guys. So your name and where you're from, what you're grateful for today, and your intention for this week. Say that in the comments below. And we'll go ahead and get started. So this basically is going to be a 5-day extravaganza of live videos, Monday through Friday. I'll be teaching you guys how to manifest more money into your life, and you can start seeing results if you apply what I'm learning and if you've cleared your energy and your limiting beliefs, which we'll talk about throughout the week, within the week, if you have done those things like I mentioned. But it's like just scratching the surface. Like the next level stuff is when you continue on with the longer groups and courses and working one-on-one with me and things like that. But I will give you guys everything that I have and that I can this week. However, I won't be able to teach all of the steps to this, but we'll talk more at the end of the week about how you can continue learning. And I'm going to give you guys a really good foundation where you can start getting results. And we're just going to go from there. So what we have on the program for this week before I get into today's topic is, I told you what today's topic was. Day 2 is we're going to talk about your beliefs and healing your past. Day 3, we're going to talk about reprogramming your mind. Day 4, we're going to talk about control and surrender. And day 5, we're going to talk about focus and why the money must come if you do these things that I'll tell you guys throughout the week and on that day. And I'll also tell you guys on day 5 what is next, how you can keep learning more and keep moving forward. And as your comments come in, I won't always read them right away because I'm very ADD and I have to try to allow myself to stay in the zone. But sometimes I will read the comments as they come in live. Just know that I'll always read the comments. It might just not be right when it happens. So I'll read Kaylee's comment. Am I saying that right? Callie. I'm from Maine. I'm grateful for my amazing and supportive boyfriend. This week I'm focusing on opening myself up to attract abundance and wealth. Love it, love it, love it, girl. Let me take a sip of water. Give me some hearts. Give me some love if you guys are excited to learn. All right. So first I want to tell you guys my story. I've got to turn this. Whoa. This music is not operating right now. Okay. I want to tell you guys my story and how the law of attraction has changed my life. Hi, Jessica. What's up, girl? I'm not sure who's on live. I just saw a bunch of hearts at one time. So many of you already may know my story, or you already may know some of it. You may not. We have a lot of new members here, and some of you may know about the law of attraction, but maybe you don't. Like, we have so many new people in here right now, and you know, I continuously learn about the law of attraction myself every single day of my life. So what you have heard before, you could hear 10 times and get something different from every time. So even if you've already heard some of the things that I'm talking about today with the law of attraction, I invite you to be open-minded and realize that you can learn. Like I just said, you can hear the same fucking thing 10 times and get something different from it every time. I know that's how my experience has been. So again, if you're just tuning in, say hi in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what you're grateful for today, and what your intention is for this week. Okay, this is some better music. This will help get me grounded. My binaural beats came on. All right. So I'm going to go through my story, and I'm going to go through the law of attraction basics because it's important to lay this foundational work. It's important for you to know why I have the authority to teach this, the results that I've had in my life, and why I can teach you the same. Like, the whole reason I created this is because I've had so many struggles in my life, and 2018 was really the year to bust through any lingering limiting beliefs around manifesting money. And at the end of the year, I manifested a lot of abundance and a lot of things that I honestly didn't know how it was going to happen in such a short period of time, but it did. And I understand the struggle. Like, I understand the struggle of debt. I understand the struggle of living paycheck to paycheck. Definitely understand the struggle of being stuck in a job that you don't like. Definitely understand the struggle of not being able to say yes to the things that you want to. Hey, Jessica. So let me tell you guys my story. So basically, I live in LA right now. I live in Santa Monica, California, very close to the beach, like a mile and a half away from the beach. And right now I'm currently living in my dream apartment, and I have my dream Jeep convertible, all that I manifested from my vision board, like so quick when I moved here the summer of 2018. I'm 31 years old. I'll be 32 this year. I'm a Leo. I'm originally from South Carolina, but thanks to my online coaching business, I have been able to live all over the world. I've been able to learn about the law of attraction, learn about manifesting abundance, and literally live out my dreams. But up until the age of about 25, which is when I started my coaching business, I was very negative. I lived in South Carolina, went to USC, graduated my undergrad in 2009, and then I moved to Georgia for like a corporate job that I got only an hour away from where I grew up. And I lived there until 25. And I met someone at my corporate job, luckily, that I like to say saved my life, because she told me about online coaching. And I know that God had a plan for me, because I was able to quit my corporate job just a few months after starting my coaching business. But I was still afraid to really expand myself. Like, I started learning more about personal development, which I thought was kind of like a crock of shit to begin with, like all that self-help weird shit. Like, give me some emojis if you've ever felt that way. But I knew that I didn't have the life that I wanted. Like, I quit my corporate job pretty quickly, but the corporate job that I had my master's degree for, I was making maybe $30,000 to $40,000 a year. I was on salary, and they gave me free housing because I was the director of residence life at a for-profit college. But I had never made more money than that in my life. And even with starting my coaching business, I was able to quit my job quickly and exceed my income at my corporate job with my online coaching business. This is back in 2013. But I still couldn't get past that $30,000, $40,000 a year. Like, that's what I was earning around the first year of my online coaching business. And at that time, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, even though I really dreamed of living in California ever since I visited my first time in 2008. But again, I was too scared. But the more personal development that I dug into, and this is again why I create groups like this, and why I know that coaching and online courses are so important, because those are the things that help me bust through that stuff. Because at the end of 2014 is when I learned about the law of attraction. Someone told me to watch the movie The Secret. I listened to part of Think and Grow Rich on YouTube, and then I got invited to a Tony Robbins conference. And at that conference, and accumulation of learning about the law of attraction, I learned that mindset is what's most important. And that is when I figured out what was blocking me. I was putting in all this work in my online business. I decided that I wanted to grow it to 6 figures. Didn't know how the fuck that would ever happen, because I had never made that much money in my life. Also had tons of debt that I felt like I would never get out of. But up until that point of learning about the law of attraction and going to Tony Robbins, I was focusing on all the debt. Oh my God, how am I ever going to get out of this debt? How am I ever going to make more money than this? But when I started focusing on being debt-free and growing a 6-figure business and having that, and stopped focusing on how am I going to do it and being stuck in it, because the law of attraction states what we focus on is what we get, things changed for me very quickly. Literally within a few months, I quadrupled my coaching business and started earning over a 6-figure income. I paid off all of my debt, like over $40,000 worth of debt. I do have debt again right now by choice, but I know that it's about to get paid off, and it doesn't even matter. I feel like I need to talk about debt some, but we're not going to do that today. Let me make a note for myself for tomorrow. I think that will be a good day to talk about when we're talking about healing our past, because I was raised that debt was bad. Tell me in the comments below if you've ever been raised that way as well. Give me some emojis if you understand. I'm just checking my notes. So that was back in 2014, where between the end of 2014 and the beginning of 2015. And since 2015, I finally got the balls to move to I moved to Orange County, California in 2015 at the end of the year. And then I decided that I wanted to move to Hawaii. And that's a really hilarious story that's all about the law of attraction as well, because I had never even visited Hawaii. A friend basically like broke up with her boyfriend and texted me, and she's like, hey, do you want to go to Hawaii next week? I was like, yes, let's do it. And I basically fell in love with Hawaii. I knew I had to live there. So I lived in Hawaii. I jumped back and forth between Hawaii and California the last couple of years. And then at the end of 2017, I decided that I wanted to go live in Australia because I had always dreamed of being there. Then I ended up living in Bali for a month. And now I got tired of moving all over the place. And I am in California and LA, like I mentioned earlier, because I want to have roots. And I get to travel all the time. I get to do what I love. And I'm not telling you any of this to brag. I'm telling you so that you know my backstory and what it took to get to where I am now. And that was a lot of mindset work. That was buying a lot of coaching packages, a lot of online courses, and working on myself every day. Like, these are the things I always tell my clients. You have to work on manifesting and mindset every single day, just like you do your workouts and your nutrition, just like how I coach my wellness coaching clients. It's literally a practice. Like, just when you're trying to lose weight, when I lost 60 pounds, that took me a year. You can't expect to lose 60 pounds in a week. So you also can't expect to, there's so many different ways I could word this. If you have a lot of limiting beliefs you have to work through, it's not going to take you only 1 week to manifest $1 million. But if you don't have any limiting beliefs around that $1 million, you can manifest it right now if you wanted to. So the point that I'm trying to make is it takes some time to do these things. It takes daily practices. And we're going to talk on day 3 about reprogramming your brain and your mindset. It's something that takes at least 21 days to start seeing results from. So just like with your workouts, you're not going to see results instantly overnight. You have to keep going and remembering why you're doing it. So that's just like a very small summary of all that I've been able to manifest in my life with the law of attraction and how it's worked for me. Like, I manifested a person who I know is my soulmate, and we're not together at the moment, but I know it's just a matter of like divine timing for that to fall into place, because I had to be single so that I could take care of myself and love myself. So my story, the whole point that I'm trying to make is I've been through the shit. I've been through the struggles. I've been stuck in that job, living paycheck to paycheck, not being able to travel. My parents lived an hour away at that time when I lived in Georgia, and I could barely ever see them. Like, I think I saw them once every few months because I was so fucking stuck in that job. I didn't have the time or freedom to do anything, and I was able to bust through. But guys, I didn't even tell you all of the struggles I've been through. Like, I got divorced at a very young age. I dealt with panic attacks and anxiety. I've had eating disorders. I was made fun of in high school. Like, I could keep going. Like, I've been through so much shit. And as humans, we continue to go through shit to help us evolve. Like, 2018 and 2017 were actually pretty difficult years for me. And I didn't manifest the amount of money that I wanted to in my online business, but I manifested the money through other ways, or the things that I desired through other ways. So I still manifested everything that I wanted, even if it didn't come in the one way I wanted it to, which is why at the end of the year it ended up coming. But throughout the year, it was coming in different ways that were like weird to me. But that's why being open is so important, and we're going to talk about that this week as well. So that was kind of like an all over the place story, but I wanted you guys to know where I've come from, and that I've gone through this, and that anybody can heal and anybody can manifest what they want and manifest more money if you just believe and if you work through all of your shit, which we'll talk about this week. Hello, Jessica. I love it. Grateful for your freedom. Tiana, I don't know if I said your name right. I hope I did. What's up, beautiful? If you're just tuning in, guys, say hello in the comments below what you're grateful for and your one intention for this week. So if you're also just tuning in, basically, guys, I just laid a foundation of my story, all the things I've been through, how I've been able to manifest money and to live out the life of my dreams. And I'm going to talk about, excuse me, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the basics of the law of attraction, and then we're going to talk about vision boards, magic, and miracles. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, the basic law of attraction states that what you focus on is what you get. So what you're looking at, this is why vision boards are so powerful. And this is how literally my Jeep that I have, my Jeep convertible, like I said, it's the same, actually, I don't think I said this. It's the same exact vision, the same exact Jeep down to like the rims on the tires that I put on my vision board. So what you look at, what you're thinking about, what you're speaking about, what you're saying to others, all of that is what you're manifesting. So this can be kind of scary, like, oh, fuck. Like, I manifested this shitty situation in my life, because we do manifest everything. Sometimes we manifest shitty situations because it's going to help us. You know, everything is ultimately for our highest good and helping us. I don't view anything as good or bad or a problem or whatever, because that just adds guilt and heaviness, and that energy does not help you manifest more money. Where was I going with that? Hang on, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so sometimes you can manifest some funky ass shit because anytime you don't manifest what you want, it's because there was something inside of you that did not want it. So I'll tell you guys what I mean by that. Hi, Alexis. Jessica says, my intention for the week is to crush my daily goals consistently. I love it. And that's perfect, because the daily work, like I was talking about earlier, is what adds up and gives you the results. Okay, so here's what I was going to say. Anytime you don't manifest something, it's because part of you didn't want it. So over the holidays, I was pretty much gone at my parents' house for almost 2 weeks, because I hadn't been home to visit them in 2 years, since I was like across the other side of the world and traveling and doing all these things. So, and then right before that, one of my best friends, who's also my healer and my life coach, she came to visit me. And I was like working my ass off basically from Thanksgiving until the time my friend came to see me, middle of December. And, you know, I was still manifesting the certain amount of money, or manifesting the certain amount of new clients to work with that I really wanted to help. But I didn't manifest all that I said that I wanted through the business, because I realized I actually really wanted to take a break over Christmas, because I haven't taken very many breaks in the last 6 years because I love what I do so much. But I was really tired. Like 2018 was very amazing, but it was very like transformational in the sense that it kicked my fucking ass. So I really just wanted to rest at the end of the year. So I still manifested all the money that I needed through other ways, and I got all that I wanted, but it didn't come in the way that I thought I wanted it to, because I actually realized I really wanted a break. And then once I got back to LA last week, a week ago today, I rested on Tuesday because my flight took like 15 hours to get back here, which it should not take that long from the East Coast. And then I've just been back into it. And now even more abundance and new clients are flowing in. And it's been so easy, because I'm going through a whole other topic now. I'm not even going to go there. But basically, we don't manifest what we want because something inside of us doesn't actually want it. So a lot of people might be afraid to make more money because they're afraid, how can I manage it all? What if I spend it all? Will it run out? None of those things are fucking true. Money can't actually run out. Like, there's a whole abundance of money all of the time that you can tap into. Like, I literally sold like 7 things basically over the weekend when I wasn't even really doing that much. You can manifest what you want anytime. It's all about what you believe, which again, we're going to talk about on day 2. So again, the law of attraction states what you focus on is what you get. And guys that are listening and on the replay, leave your biggest takeaways so far in the comments below. So we're going to talk about this when we talk about reprogramming your brain. But this is why it's important that anytime any thought, any kind of thing that comes up, you have to correct yourself, like course correct. Like there's this phrase, clear, cancel, delete. So you can say that after any thought or anything that you just said, because you're manifesting everything that you think and speak. So a lot of times when I'm talking to my really close friends that are on the same vibe as me with all this stuff, I'll say something and then I realize it's totally a limiting belief and not true. And then I'll be like, no, just kidding, clear, cancel, delete. This is actually what's true. So it's just a matter of practicing and reprogramming. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to mention with the law of attraction. All right, so if you've never watched the movie The Secret, I'm pulling up the link for you guys now. Even if you have watched it multiple times, I invite you to watch it again. I'm going to link it up, in the comments below. It's on YouTube. I'm just pulling it up. Jessica says positive mindset. Yes, love it, love it. All right, so like I said, if you have never listened to it, or even if you have watched it, go watch that movie again. It will change your life. And just remember, what you focus on is what you get. The next thing I want to talk about is magic and miracles. And I have a cool story to share with you guys. I have a couple cool stories that happened yesterday with messages. I get messages all the time, but especially the last couple weeks, I get messages all the time of people that have seen results by applying these teachings. And one of the girls that I mentor in my Beachbody business, Christy, she messaged me yesterday and told me that she was really nervous about something related to money. And basically she didn't know how the money was going to come in. She had a lot of limiting beliefs come up, but she kept saying the mantra, like, money is flowing to me. I don't know how it's coming, but it's flowing to me, like something along those lines. And that's something that I say all the time myself. Like, I don't know how the money's coming to me, but it's coming to me. Like what I told you guys a minute ago, I had like 7 sales over the weekend when I was basically like sleeping most of the time. I put energy on manifesting that money because there are things that I wanted to spend that money on this week. And I just decided that this is what I wanted, but I didn't know how it was going to come in. I just said, okay, this money is coming to me. I believe it. It will not come unless you believe it, which we'll talk about in a minute. But back to Christy. She said that mantra, and she woke up and she had a new client with her Beachbody business that bought 4 different things from her, and then like 2 other clients signed up with her Beachbody business and all these things just by working through her limiting beliefs and saying this mantra. And then my girl Alexis, who's in this community, who I think I saw get on this live, she's texted me a few really awesome things that have happened to her over the last few weeks. She's been manifesting more tips with her job. She manifested what's the word that I'm looking for? A trip to go visit her boyfriend. I don't know how to pronounce that place that you're going. Seoul. How do you say that, guys? Someone tell me in the comments. So the second manifesting course that I ever hosted, which was summer of 2018, I keep forgetting it's 2019. I had a girl that manifested her dream house with her husband, like in the first, I think it was 2 weeks or 10 days of taking the manifesting course. And then she also like manifested like money unexpected through her job. Like she got this random bonus that like didn't exist before, but then they created this bonus and she got a bonus. So the reason I'm telling you guys all these stories is to let you know that this shit works, that what I'm teaching you is powerful. And the other thing, what was I going to say? I keep losing my train of thought. That there's abundance and magic and miracles all around you all the time if you believe it and if you open up to it. You have to believe it and open up to it, because whatever perception you're currently viewing your reality, you're going to manifest more of that. So I'll just tell you guys, I've been open and honest about this in this free group before and on my lives before. Over last summer, like I had some slower business months, and for the first time ever in my life, I had to borrow money from my parents. And then I manifested $15,000 from a 401k from my corporate job that I forgot that I had. And when I was going through that, I felt like I was viewing my lens of how I was viewing the world, my perspective was, the universe isn't supporting me. How will I ever make more money? I used to make 6 figures a year. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like all of this shit. I didn't feel supported. I didn't feel like I had friends to support me. Like it was a dark moment. But I got through that and I started realizing there are literally fucking magic and miracles everywhere. We just have to get rid of our limiting beliefs and get rid of what's blocking us. Like for me, what happened was I had so much pressure that I was putting on one business to make money that I was blocking it from coming in because I was putting all this pressure on it. And then I decided that I was going to do all these other things I felt guided to do, like Oracle card readings and launching the manifesting course again, and law of attraction, one-on-one coaching, and CBD, and like all these other things. And then it was like everything just started raining down on me, like, and it unblocked my other business that I was putting so much pressure on, thinking the money had to come in that one particular way, and that business started making more money. So I told you guys that to tell you that whatever you're thinking about all the time, you're going to keep manifesting more of that. I was viewing the world through the lens of not feeling supported. So of course the universe doesn't know if what we're focusing on is good or bad. They just know to give us more of it. So of course, I mean, I did, again, like I said, I manifested a lot of fucking money last year, still manifested over $100,000, but it didn't all come through my business. And I felt so like a failure when that first happened, but then I realized like it doesn't actually fucking matter. Like I'm still a badass manifester. But I was manifesting not being supported. I was manifesting not having supportive friends. Not that I have very supportive friends. I wanted to manifest more friends here in LA, like physically, locally, because I have 2 really good friends and I'm particular about who I hang out with. But to make a long story short, those people started coming in when I started viewing the world through the lens of I am so supported, I am so guided. God loves me, the universe wants to help me. Because the thing is, we don't have to do anything to be worthy. You don't have to work harder. You don't have to lose the weight. You don't have to fucking do anything. Like you're worthy and deserving of manifesting all your desires and all the money that you want, like overflowing in abundance, like raining, like you know that Bitmoji that has the cat on her head with like, what's that word? She's like just doing all the money. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. You deserve that because you are God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, beautiful child. You don't have to do anything to be deserving. Every time I travel, you guys, I have so many magic and miracles that happen when I'm with my friends. Like we'll get the coolest fucking Uber drivers, like just so many beautiful experiences. And I realized I'm like, that is always available to me, no matter if I'm traveling or not. You just have to tap into that energy of believing that magic and miracles surround me. Let me check into the comments. Clear, cancel, delete, love it. Thank you for all the love, Jess. Alexa says, yes, I have soul. Okay. I'm watching it. It's been happening to me. Alexis, what were you talking about watching and it's been happening to you? I don't remember what I was saying at that point. Jessica said for sure. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ariana. All right, let me take one more sip of water. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and start typing those in because I just have one more thing to talk about and then I'll do the open Q&A and then I gotta go. So I want to go ahead and keep the questions coming in, but I'm going to move on to the next topic as you guys have the questions coming in. I want to talk about vision boards because we just had our vision board party on my personal page on last Thursday and we like shared our vision boards here in the group as well. So this is like an ongoing manifesting community for those of you newbies joining us. I basically just do these free 5-day extravaganzas when I'm guided to, and we share free resources basically every single day of the week in here and share all of the stuff we're working on. So if you guys have not yet made your vision board, they are so powerful. I'm going to actually link up the recording from the vision board party if you haven't already listened to it. Let's see. I'm just grabbing it from my YouTube channel. The secret. I'm watching the video and it has been happening. You asked if I was on. Oh, okay. Got it. Love it. All right. So there is the vision board party recording in the comments. Jess says no questions yet, but guess what? Quit my job. So proud of you, Jess. Go, girl. All right. Let's celebrate Jess, guys. Give Jess some emojis in the comments to help celebrate her. That's amazing. Like, that is such a powerful feeling to get out of that. Like, I respect people that have jobs and, like, you know, not everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur, but I think it's so freeing to not have a job to go into. Unless it's something you really love, of course. I know for me, my core desired feeling, which I talk about on the vision board party, is freedom. So like, I just don't like to have a schedule, but that's just me. Love it, Jess. All right, so vision boards, guys. So vision boards are so powerful. Basically, you can listen to the recording that I linked up in the comments. You can also go to Dream It Alive, which I'm typing in the comments, dreamitalive.com to make your own vision board. It's super easy. You can set intentions behind each image that you create in your vision board. It's very user friendly. You can easily figure it out. What I personally do is I go to Pinterest and save images on there. I'll give you guys the link to my Pinterest. And then I just save my images in a collage app. Jess says I want to work from home. Yes, girl, it's the best. People always ask me how I can survive living in LA with the traffic. And I'm like, well, that's because I don't have to commute. It's magical. Okay, so what you will do after you make your vision board is put it as the background of your phone and your computer That way you look at it every single day. You focus on the times where you really want to fucking give up and quit, which will happen many times, believe me. But if you just don't quit, you'll get to where you want to get to. I promise you guys, okay? Like, I thought I was going to be a 7-figure earner already, and I'm like 6 years into my business, but I know that this is going to be the year that I do that. So be patient with yourself and just know that you're going to get there. All right, so there was something I was going to say besides that with the vision boards. Oh, so we just had a new moon last night. So the new moons are very powerful for setting intentions and setting out what it is that you want to manifest. So I really encourage you guys, if you have time tonight, because the new moon energy was the new moon was last night, but we're still like in the energy of it today. And if you want to know more about the new moon, let me find something for you guys. Victor Otto is the guy that I listen to on YouTube that does like energy reports. Did he not do one? Oh, here it is. Just linking it up for you guys. So the new moon, like I said, the energy of it is so powerful for you to start working on manifesting your desires. Love it. Love it. So that's in the comments below if you want to learn more about this specific new moon. But guys, I have so many stories of the coolest things that I've manifested from vision boards. I believe it was also around 2015 that I started doing vision boards, around the same time I learned about the law of attraction. But how I was telling you guys earlier about moving to Hawaii, the first vision board I ever make, I still actually have all of them saved on my computer. And I do want to invite you guys, if you want to make like a hard copy vision board, my friend Hillary, who's in this group, who's one of my intuitive eating clients, she made hers like a physical one. And one of my best friends is doing that too. So totally do that if you want to. I keep losing my train of thought because I keep going off on all these tangents. Thanks for being patient with me, guys. This is just me keeping it real. Vision boards. Okay. So the very first vision board that I made, like I told you guys, I was just like putting all these turquoise water beaches on the vision board. And I had never been to Hawaii. It never like occurred to me to go to Hawaii. But like I mentioned to you guys earlier, one of my friends just like texted me. This was the beginning of 2015. She's like, "Hey Jess, do you want to go to Hawaii next week? Me and my boyfriend broke up." I was like, okay. So we go to Hawaii. And I realized, I think it took me like 6 months to realize that those beaches that were on that first vision board that I made before I ever went to Hawaii was literally a fucking beach in Hawaii that I ended up living like basically on the beach when I lived there for the year and a half I lived there. And then when I lived in LA 2 years ago, I lived in Hollywood, and I remember making this vision board with all these really pretty clothes on it that were very like bohemian and goddessy looking. And I manifested like a dress. This happened recently too, a jean jacket, just like a few other things. They were like the exact thing from my vision board that I manifested. I didn't know what store they were going to come from or like what brand, but like you just look at it every day and you're focusing on it so it manifests into your reality through these intuitive nudges or these ideas that you get. Like those things are all for a reason. And my most proud manifestation from a vision board is definitely my Jeep convertible that I told you guys about. Literally, I made this vision board probably the beginning of 2018 because I was living in Australia and I had sold my car when I left Hawaii at the end of 2017. So I knew when I moved to LA in the summer of 2018, I was going to need a car again. And I don't know, I found this white Jeep Wrangler convertible with these like the big, they're not that big, but they're like, they have like the blacked out rims and like they're kind of bigger, sits up a little bit higher. I found that on Pinterest and I don't know why, but I felt like that car was mine. So I put that shit on my vision board at the beginning of last year, and I had all of these things. I was also pinning like home decor because when I lived in Hawaii, I had a furnished apartment or house, and previous to that, I just like gave away all my shit because I was moving so much. So again, I knew I was going to need to get stuff when I moved to LA last summer. And it's like freaky to see my bedroom, especially like how it looks exactly like the bedroom on my vision boards look, just because I just started pinning, like, because I knew the visuals would help me and it would encourage me and make me excited and just give me an idea of what to get. And like literally the funny thing is, it's not funny because this is how it works. When I was flying from Bali to move to LA, this was in April of 2018, I actually didn't even know where I was going to live yet. I had this like Airbnb situation that was supposed to turn into like a full-time living situation, but it just like kind of fell through, which I know it was all for a reason. But I was on the plane from I left Bali, had a layover in Australia, and at that point I didn't even know where I was going to stay. And then I found an Airbnb, I think for like 1 to 3 nights. Found another one for the last part of that week, and I was still like on Bali time, which they're like 15 hours ahead of LA, I think. So I was like up all night because it was like morning time in Bali or something. So one night I couldn't sleep, and I just feel this impulse or nudge or whatever you want to call it that I needed to Google white Jeep Wrangler convertibles, and then I also needed to Google luxury apartment Santa Monica. And within 5 minutes or less, I found the Jeep that I ended up buying, and I found the apartment that I ended up moving into. That quick, like that quick. But it was because I was clear on what I wanted, which is the very first step of manifesting. And I cleared any limiting beliefs that I had on why I couldn't have these things. And I had been focusing on that from the beginning of 2018 to like the end of April 2018. So vision boards can change your life, guys. They're really powerful. Let me read the comments coming in. Jess says I'll do it tonight. Yes. Andrea, I was just telling myself this morning about I need to do a vision board before you came on here. Love it. Hi, Vanessa. All right, so that's what I have today for you guys. We talked about the basics of law of attraction, how it's changed my life, vision boards, magic and miracles. I told you guys some cool stories from the clients that I work with that have been able to manifest their amazing life and money as well. So let me know if you guys have questions. I can stay on for a few minutes and then I gotta go. Thank you for all the love, Jess. Love is my favorite thing. I felt like there was something I was gonna say. Lost it. This is my joy. This is my favorite thing to talk about, you guys. Like, I'm obsessed with teaching people about this because I want you to realize, like, you don't have to be stuck where you are. You don't have to keep saying no to the things that you don't want to do. You don't have to stay stuck in that job. You don't have to not be able to travel or live in a place you don't want to live. Like, you can have fucking anything that you want. Anything. And I will tell you, we'll talk about this tomorrow on day 2, when we talk about clearing your past. Like, I've had so many limiting beliefs that I've had to work through, and I still have them come up. We'll talk more about that. I think it was day 3 we're going to talk about that topic. But it's good when your limiting beliefs comes up because they show you what it is that you need to rewrite, essentially. What new story do you need to tell so that you can have what you want? And I just want everybody to be able to live out their dreams. Like, I've helped thousands of women over these last 6 years, maybe more than that, probably 10,000 or more, I don't know. Like, to be able to manifest a business of their dreams, a life of their dreams, a body of their dreams, anything that they want. So I just want to pay it forward, and I want everyone to be able to have that kind of life. Hello, Missy. Thank you, Jess. Do we not have any questions, my friends? I have incense on in the background, and every time I take a sip of water, I feel like I'm inhaling the incense. I don't know why. All right, I'll give you guys a couple more minutes to see if any more, questions come in. Tell me what your favorite thing was that I talked about today, your biggest takeaway. And if you're just jumping on, share where you're tuning in from, what you're grateful for today, and what your intention is for this week. So while I'm waiting for the questions to come in, or comments or anything, I'll just give you guys a review of what we're going to go through this week again. Just pulling it back up. Let me just delete all that because we talked about that. All right, so day 2, we're going to talk about beliefs and healing your past. I am going to talk about debt because that was something that came up I felt like we need to talk about. Day 3, we'll talk about reprogramming your mind. Day 4, control and surrender. And the last day, day 5, we'll talk about focus and how money must come if you do this thing that I will teach you then. And like I said earlier as well, I'm not able to teach every single thing like I teach in my courses or with my one-on-one clients to you guys in this 5-day group because it's just not enough time. But if you want to learn how to move forward, you can definitely private message me and I'll talk more about that at the end. If you want to go ahead and learn more about that, and I'll definitely private message me as well. Missy says, I jumped in late, so I'll have to go back and watch. We'll probably have a question later. Sounds good. If you guys are listening to the replay, type any questions, any comments in as well. I'll get back to the comments to all of you. Alexis says, off topic, but how do you keep your vibration up when you're sick? That's a great question. And I actually got really sick the beginning of December because I was working too much by choice, but I was just doing too much. So honestly, like the best thing that you can do is just rest. And the main thing that I really learned, because I am a recovering control freak, I call it, and I like want to make everything happen and know how it's going to happen, which you actually like really have to let go of to manifest what you want. That week I was so sick, like I couldn't do anything. Like I was probably off social media for like 5 days or something like that, because like I was just that sick, and I never get sick. So I know that I got sick. I manifested getting sick so that I would literally like slow down and take care of myself. And even though your vibration feels low when you're sick, like if you rest and take proper care of yourself, like you're gonna feel amazing. Like I was so pissed off when I was sick, but after like that week later, once I finally was better, I felt renewed. I felt like better than I had ever felt before. So literally what I did is I just rested. I tried to stay as positive as I could by putting positive things into my brain. I let go of any guilt of not being able to work out or like work or whatever. Excuse me. And there's something else. Oh, so like eating healthy is a really important part of that. Keeping your vibration high, so having enough water, having enough fruits and veggies, comfort foods too. Like I know that might not sound like you would think, the advice that I should give you, but that's a whole other topic. Intuitive eating, listening to your body. Like sometimes our body needs comfort foods. Like I ate grilled cheese and soup every day that week, and I was like leaner after I was done being sick. And the last thing I would say is just know that you can still, like I was talking about earlier, how I manifested like 7 sales over the weekend when I was basically sleeping the whole time. You don't always have to work to make stuff happen. And I have a whole topic, I think it's on day 3, I'm going to talk about that. I just like prayed and I was like, God, I wish I could work right now. I can't work right now. Please send me the people that want my help. And even though I didn't have people that signed up for my offerings right away, like they either have already or I know they will in the future. And I would get like so many new messages, like from people that were new followers on Instagram or something like that. So let me know if that helps, Alexis. That was a long answer. Thank you, Jess. I love you. All right, so I do have to run now. Alexis, if you have any questions about what I just said, just leave that and I'll get back to it later. I love you guys so much. I'll see you on day 2 tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening and being here and trusting me on this journey. See you guys later. Bye.